So for this week, I wanted to go deeper into the piece by Acker, and I wanted to talk about how the idea of desire really stuck out to me, how it really conflicts towards the end of the story. It hit me in the beginning, the line on page 2, it says, human desire creates a story. Desire is something that is brought up, repeatedly in this piece. It's, very essential to the storyline, this desire that the prince has for the mayor's daughter. And, it seemed to be, desire for women in general after reading the ending, where it talked about what people had said about him, such as, they called him a ladies' man or sex struck, stuff like that. And so, he speaks very rawly and passionately about the feelings that he has for this woman, the daughter, and the love or the lust towards her, and how that sexual desire that he has to be with her almost seems to drive him crazy. He's so back and forth throughout the story of wanting her and how much he loves her and thinks about her and desires her, but then also how he knows that he can't have her, and he seems in some parts of these stories a little insane, I guess, to a certain extent, over this passion, this desire, sexual desire even, for this woman. And what's said about him at the bottom, how, like, the line, he fucked every female in sight, he had to have females, really portrays him as a womanizer, sex-driven, a sex-driven man. But then, as from the prince's perspective, when he's dying, he says, what I wanted most was love. What I want most now, even as I'm dying, is love, though the sexual component has disappeared. That really hit me and made me see this story, I guess, from a different perspective, that maybe he did have that sexual desire, but really it was in pursuit of finding someone, he connected with emotionally, that he could love, and, that would love him in the same way back, not just as a physical sense. I think that part, once I got to the end, really stuck out, kind of contradicted itself, didn't fully make sense to me, because there's this idea of harsh desire and the judgment by society at the end and the things that they've said about him, but then there's the softer side of it of maybe he wasn't so sexually driven, as rather emotionally driven, throughout this whole piece, and how powerful that desire was over him, of just wanting to be loved, like so many people then and now, Then when this was written to today, so many people are judged, for being sex driven or whatnot, but really just, that idea of judgment should be turned to, maybe it's deeper than that. Maybe they really just do want that love aspect.